Right now, 8.5 million Americans over the age of 60 are walking around with dangerously restricted blood flow in their legs. 8.5 million. And most of them have absolutely no idea. They think the heaviness, the coldness, the cramping at night, they think that's just aging. But it's not aging. It's biology. Specifically, it's a biological collapse that started quietly in your 50s and is now stealing your independence one step at a time. Tonight, in this video, I'm going to show you the 10 best drinks, ranked from worst to best, that can begin reversing poor leg circulation. And the number one drink on this list? You probably already have it in your kitchen. Results you can feel in your legs in as little than 72 hours. Here's what your doctor never told you. Your legs aren't failing because you're old. They're failing because your body stopped making a molecule called nitric oxide, or NO. After age 60, the human body produces 75% less nitric oxide than it did at 40. 75%. Think of your arteries like a garden hose. Nitric oxide is the hand that loosens the nozzle and lets the water flow freely. Without enough nitric oxide, the hose stays kinked. Blood cannot push through to your feet and calves. Your legs literally starve for oxygen. And when tissue is starved for oxygen long enough, numbness, cramping, swelling, and eventually much worse. But that's not the only problem. The inner lining of your blood vessels, called the endothelium, begins to stiffen after age 60 due to oxidative stress. Free radicals are essentially rusting your vessel walls from the inside. By age 65, most Americans have 40 to 50% reduced vascular flexibility compared to their 40s. On top of that, blood itself gets thicker with age. Dehydration, chronic inflammation, and decades of processed food make red blood cells clump together, reducing flow speed to your extremities by up to 30%. 3 problems happening simultaneously: less nitric oxide, stiffer vessels, thicker blood. And conventional medicine? It gives you compression stockings and a pill. It treats the symptom. Not once does it ask, what can we give this person's body to restart its own repair system? Let's start our countdown. Number 10, orange juice, the American breakfast staple. Billions of glasses poured every single morning across this country. And yes, orange juice does contain hesperidin, a flavonoid that improves blood vessel flexibility and vitamin C for collagen repair in your vessel walls. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that hesperidin increased lower limb blood flow by 14% over 4 weeks in adults over 60. But here's the hard truth. Most commercial orange juice contains up to 26 grams of sugar per cup. That sugar promotes systemic inflammation, the exact same inflammation that damages your vessel walls. The benefit gets completely canceled by the damage. If you drink OJ, make it freshly squeezed, half a cup maximum, 0 added sugar, never from concentrate. Score? 5.5 out of 10. Good compound, terrible packaging. Number 9, coconut water. Trendy, tropical, and actually supported by real science. But not for the reasons most people think. Coconut water is rich in potassium and magnesium, the electrolytes that regulate how your blood vessel walls contract and expand. Proper potassium levels can reduce vascular resistance by up to 20%. A study in the Journal of Hypertension found that daily coconut water consumption reduced systolic blood pressure by 8 millimeters of mercury over 12 weeks, which directly improves peripheral flow to the legs. The weakness? Coconut water is not a nitric oxide booster. It supports the environment for good circulation rather than directly driving it. And at $3 to $5 a bottle, it adds up quickly. Drink 8 ounces every morning, unsweetened, raw coconut water only, not coconut milk, which is an entirely different product. Score? 6 out of 10. A solid support drink, but not a circulation hero. Number 8. Tomato juice. I know what you're thinking. Tomato juice? Stay with me. Tomatoes contain lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that reduces LDL oxidation inside your blood vessel walls. They also contain a compound called 9-oxo-ODA, which reduces platelet clumping, a natural blood-thinning effect. A study in Nutrition Journal found that lycopene supplementation equivalent to 1 cup of tomato juice daily reduced arterial stiffness markers by 17% in seniors over 8 weeks. That's genuinely impressive. But here's the villain. Commercial tomato juice is loaded with sodium. Some brands contain up to 900 milligrams per cup. Sodium causes water retention and raises blood pressure, which directly counteracts every circulation benefit lycopene provides. The solution: make your own or buy low-sodium versions only. Add a squeeze of lemon to boost lycopene absorption and drink it with a small amount of healthy fat like avocado, since lycopene is fat-soluble. Score: 6.5 out of 10. Brilliant compound. Sodium is the enemy. Number 7. Green tea. Doctors in Japan have been recommending this for 300 years. Western science is finally catching up. Green tea contains EGCG, epigallocatechin galate, the most potent antioxidant measured in this category of drinks. Here's what makes EGCG special for circulation. It directly stimulates an enzyme called ENOS, endothelial nitric oxide synthase. That is the enzyme inside your vessel walls that manufactures nitric oxide. More ENOS activity means more nitric oxide. More nitric oxide means wider vessels. Wider vessels means better blood flow to your legs. A study in the European Journal of Cardiovascular Prevention found that 2 cups of green tea daily increased brachial artery flow mediated dilation by 9.4% over 8 weeks in adults over 60. The weakness is caffeine, about 25 to 40 milligrams per cup. If you have heart arrhythmia or caffeine sensitivity, stick to decaf green tea, which retains 80% of its EGCG. Always brew at 160 to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. Boiling water destroys the EGCG entirely. Score: 7 out of 10, an ancient remedy with modern proof. Number 6. Ginger tea. Your grandmother knew something modern medicine is just now proving. Ginger contains active compounds called gingerols and shogaols. These are natural COX-2 inhibitors, meaning they reduce systemic inflammation in blood vessel walls using the same biochemical pathway as aspirin, but without the gastrointestinal damage that aspirin causes in seniors. Ginger also has natural antiplatelet properties that reduce blood viscosity, making your blood flow more freely through narrowed vessels. A study in phytotherapy research found that 2 grams of ginger daily, equivalent to 1 strong cup of ginger tea, reduced platelet aggregation by 35% and improved microcirculation markers over 10 weeks. The caution: ginger can be too intense for seniors with acid reflux or those already taking prescription. Blood thinners. If that's you, check with your doctor before making this a daily habit. For everyone else, slice 1 inch of fresh ginger root, steep in hot water for 10 minutes, add a small amount of raw honey, and always drink it after meals, never on an empty stomach. Score: 7.5 out of 10. The anti-inflammatory warrior your legs have been waiting for. Number 5. Hibiscus tea. This ruby red drink is quietly one of the most scientifically researched circulatory beverages on the planet, and almost nobody over 60 is drinking it. Hibiscus contains anthocyanins and quercetin, flavonoids that act as natural ACE inhibitors. ACE stands for angiotensin-converting enzyme, and ACE inhibitors are a class of prescription blood pressure medications, drugs like lisinopril, that relax the walls of blood vessels. Hibiscus does this naturally, in a cup of tea. A study in the Journal of Nutrition found that 3 cups of hibiscus tea daily lowered systolic blood pressure by 7.2 millimeters of mercury in 6 weeks. A separate study in phytomedicine found that hibiscus extract improved peripheral blood flow velocity in legs by 22% in seniors with mild hypertension. The critical warning: if you are already on blood pressure medication, do not drink 3 cups per day without consulting your doctor. Hibiscus can lower blood pressure too aggressively when combined with prescription antihypertensives, 1 to 2 cups for medicated seniors. Drink warm. Cold temperature inhibits absorption. Score: 8 out of 10. Nature's ACE inhibitor in a cup. Number 4. Tart cherry juice. This is the recovery drink that professional athletes have been using for years. Seniors need it even more. Tart cherries, specifically the Montmorency variety, contain the highest natural concentration of anthocyanins of any fruit on Earth. These anthocyanins are powerful anti-inflammatory agents that directly reduce C-reactive protein, CRP, the primary inflammatory marker that damages blood vessel walls over time. Tart cherries also contain natural melatonin, which is relevant for circulation because the body does its most significant vascular repair work during deep sleep, and melatonin facilitates that overnight repair cycle. A study in the Journal of Functional Foods found that 8 ounces of tart cherry juice twice daily reduced CRP levels by 25% and improved blood vessel reactivity by 18% in adults over 12 weeks. The downside: it's expensive at $8 to $12 per bottle, and it's high in natural sugar. Diabetics must monitor carefully. The key tip: drink 4 ounces diluted with 4 ounces of water, once in the morning and once before bed. Always look for Montmorency variety specifically. Score: 8 out of 10. The recovery drink your legs have been waiting for. Number 3. Pomegranate juice. Ancient Persian physicians called this fruit the apple of paradise. Your blood vessels would agree. Pomegranate contains compounds called punicalagins, the most powerful polyphenols ever measured in any food or drink, with antioxidant activity 3 times stronger than red wine. Here's what makes pomegranate exceptional. Punicalagins do 2 things simultaneously. First, they directly increase ENOS activity, boosting your body's own nitric oxide production. Second, they reduce oxidized LDL buildup inside your vessel walls, removing the arterial plaque that is literally narrowing the passage your blood must travel through. A study in Clinical Nutrition found that 8 ounces of pomegranate juice daily for 3 months reduced carotid intima media thickness, a key measure of arterial plaque buildup, by 30%, and improved lower extremity blood flow by 21% in seniors. The challenge: true 100% pomegranate juice is expensive at $6 to $10 per bottle, and most commercial versions are diluted with apple or grape juice. Check the ingredient label. The first and only ingredient should be pomegranate juice. 4 ounces every morning. Consume within 5 days of opening. Score: 8.5 out of 10. Triple action vessel repair in a glass. Number 2. Warm lemon water, the simplest drink on this entire list, the most overlooked, and it costs less than 10 cents a day. Here's why warm lemon water ranks this high. It does 4 things simultaneously for your leg circulation. First, vitamin C from lemon juice regenerates a molecule called BH4, tetrahydrobiopterin, a cofactor that is absolutely required for nitric oxide synthesis. Without adequate BH4, even a healthy endothelium cannot produce nitric oxide. Second, citric acid reduces blood viscosity, improving flow rate. Third, the warmth of the water causes immediate dilation of peripheral blood vessels upon drinking. Cold lemon water does not produce this effect. Fourth, the simple act of hydration increases blood volume and reduces viscosity by 15 to 20% on its own. Here is the statistic that should stop every senior watching this video. 46% of Americans over the age of 65 are vitamin C deficient. 46%, nearly half of all American seniors. That means nearly half of the seniors in this country cannot produce adequate nitric oxide right now. Not because of aging, but because of a deficiency that costs less than 10 cents a day to fix. Drink the juice of half a lemon in 8 ounces of warm water through a straw to protect tooth enamel, first thing every morning before coffee. Rinse your mouth with plain water after. Score: 9 out of 10. Maximum impact. No excuse not to start tomorrow morning. And now, number 1. The 1 cup before bed that changes everything. Beetroot juice. This is the most scientifically validated, most potent, most direct circulatory intervention available in liquid form. Beetroot contains something no other drink on this list contains in meaningful quantity: dietary nitrates. Nitrates are the direct raw material your body uses to manufacture nitric oxide through what scientists call the nitrate-nitrite-nitric oxide pathway. Here is exactly how it works. You drink the beetroot juice, the dietary nitrates enter. Your saliva, beneficial bacteria in your mouth, convert nitrates to nitrite. The nitrite enters your bloodstream, and under the right conditions, your body converts that nitrite to nitric oxide, causing immediate, measurable vasodilation. Your blood vessels open and blood rushes to your legs. The research on beetroot juice is not preliminary. It is consistent, repeated, and published in some of the most respected medical journals in the world. A study in Hypertension Journal found that just 250 milliliters, about 8 ounces, of beetroot juice increased plasma nitrite levels by 400% within 2 to 3 hours of consumption. That is not a modest improvement. That is a 400% surge in the compound your blood vessels need to open and perform. A separate landmark study in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that beetroot juice supplementation improved blood flow to the lower extremities by 38% and reduced the oxygen cost of walking by 12% in adults over 60. 38%. In seniors who struggled to walk, 38% more blood reaching their legs. Think about what that means for your daily life. Walking to the mailbox, standing in the kitchen, climbing stairs, with 38% more blood flow delivering oxygen to every muscle in your legs. And this is where beetroot juice separates itself from everything else on this list: the timeline. Within 2 to 3 hours of your first cup, nitric oxide peaks in your bloodstream and peripheral vasodilation begins. By day 3, the heaviness in your legs is measurably reduced and your feet begin to feel warmer, particularly at night. By week 1, walking endurance improves noticeably. You can go further before the fatigue sets in. By week 2, nighttime leg cramps decrease significantly. That 3 a.m. wake-up call from a cramping calf, it starts to disappear. By month 1, peripheral blood pressure normalizes, leg swelling decreases, and the overall feeling of dead weight in your lower body, that sensation millions of American seniors accept as permanent, it begins to lift. The weakness of beetroot juice, it stains teeth, countertops, clothing. That deep red-purple pigment goes everywhere. Your urine and stool may temporarily turn pink. This is called beeturia, and it is completely harmless. Some find the earthy taste difficult. The tip: do not rinse your mouth after drinking. The nitrate to nitrite conversion begins in your saliva, and rinsing destroys it. Add a pinch of black pepper to enhance absorption. Drink 8 ounces, 1 to 2 hours before bed. This is when your body's vessel repair and growth hormone release are at their peak. Score: 9.8 out of 10. The 1 cup before bed that fixes what pills cannot. Now let's make this practical. Here is the Senior Recharge Circulation Protocol. A simple daily schedule you can start tomorrow. In the morning at 7 a.m., warm lemon water, juice of half a lemon in 8 ounces of warm water, drunk through a straw before coffee. This activates your nitric oxide pathways and rehydrates your body after sleep-driven dehydration. Mid-morning around 10 a.m., 1 cup of green tea or hibiscus tea brewed at the correct temperature. This provides sustained antioxidant and vessel-relaxing support through the first half of your day. With lunch, 4 ounces of pomegranate juice diluted with 4 ounces of water. A midday polyphenol boost that continues protecting your vessel walls through the afternoon. And before bed, between 8 and 9 p.m., 8 ounces of beetroot juice. No mouthwash within 1 hour, no rinsing. This is your peak nitric oxide surge, timed perfectly to coincide with your body's overnight repair cycle. Minimum daily cost of this entire protocol, approximately $3 to $5. Compare that to a single copay. Before you start, there are 5 critical mistakes that will cancel all of your progress, and most people make at least 2 of them without realizing it. Mistake number 1, drinking cold beetroot juice. Cold temperature causes vasoconstriction, the narrowing of blood vessels, which is the exact opposite of what you are trying to achieve. Always drink beetroot juice at room temperature or slightly warm. Cold temperature alone kills approximately 60% of the vasodilatory effect. Mistake number 2, and this is the one almost nobody knows: using mouthwash after drinking beetroot juice. Antibacterial mouthwash destroys the beneficial oral bacteria that convert dietary nitrate to nitrite. One single rinse eliminates the entire conversion pathway that makes beetroot juice work. No mouthwash within 1 hour of your evening beetroot juice. This is not optional. The science here is unambiguous. Mistake number 3, buying juice cocktails instead of 100% pure juice. A bottle labeled pomegranate blueberry juice cocktail may contain as little as 5% real pomegranate. The rest is water, high fructose corn syrup, and cheap apple juice. Always check the ingredient label. The first ingredient must be the juice itself. If you see high fructose corn syrup anywhere in the first 3 ingredients, put it back on the shelf. Mistake number 4, expecting results in 1 day and quitting. Your nitric oxide system takes 48 to 72 hours to build up to therapeutic levels. People drink beetroot juice once, feel nothing dramatic, and stop. You are not swallowing a pill. You are rebuilding a biochemical system that has been declining for years. Give it at least 3 days before you evaluate. Mistake number 5, ignoring hydration. Every drink on this list requires adequate water intake to function. Blood needs volume to flow efficiently. If you are dehydrated, the most powerful compounds in the world cannot move through a low-volume bloodstream. Target 6 to 8 glasses of plain water every day in addition to your protocol drinks. Hydration is not optional. It is the foundation. Here is what I want you to understand before you close this video. Your legs are not broken. Your circulation did not fail because you are old. It failed because for decades, nobody told you what your body was running short on. Your grandparents drank beet soup. They squeezed lemons into warm water every morning before breakfast. They brewed ginger root on the stove when their joints ached. They didn't have a word for nitric oxide, for endothelial dysfunction, for punicolagens or EGCG. But they had the right instincts. They gave their bodies what those bodies needed. Modern food took those instincts away. Processed drinks, flavored waters with zero active compounds, sugar-loaded juice cocktails in colorful packaging, and your blood vessels have been paying the price. Quietly, invisibly, 1 year at a time. The answer was never more complicated than what you put in a glass. It never was. So, here is your challenge. Starting tomorrow morning, not next week, not after the holidays, tomorrow morning, squeeze half a lemon into a glass of warm water and drink it. That is step 1. And tomorrow night before bed, 8 ounces of beetroot juice. That is step 2. Do those 2 things every single day for 30 days. That's the Senior Recharge 30-Day Circulation Challenge. In 30 days, I want you to come back to this video and tell us in the comments, can you walk further? Do your legs feel warmer at night? Are the cramps gone? Because I want your story to be here. Picture yourself 30 days from now, walking to the end of your block without stopping, standing in your kitchen making dinner without your legs aching, sleeping through the night without a cramp waking you up at 3 a.m. That is not a fantasy. That is biology responding to what you give it. If this video helped you, hit that like button right now. It helps other seniors just like you find this information. Subscribe to Senior Recharge, because next week we're covering the 7 foods that are silently destroying kidney function after 60. And one of them is probably in your refrigerator right now. Your legs have been waiting long enough. Start tomorrow.